All right, let's get into the painting of these figures. I'm going to try to paint them as close to the way Tom did as possible. In that sense, let me get my water and everything. We're going to go ahead and try to paint all three characters at one time. Oh, brother. Oh, I got a leak. Throw that away. I didn't see that. Got a leak on the thing. I like to use those plastic cups to do my work with, because they, once I use them, then I can throw them away, or use them several times and throw them away, or whatever. So, all right, let me sit down. Let me look at the farmer first. I'm going to try to get as close to his look as possible. Let me look at the colors. Okay, basically it's just, all right. Let me get some brown here. Burnt umber. Oh, brother. I need to clean those tops. They get to where they got too much, they get too much paint on them. Let's try. I'm going to use a little burnt umber for the shoes of the farmer. All right. Now, of course, his overalls are a blue, so we're going to go ahead and use a blue to paint his overalls. Let me set these two off a little bit. Let me get a little bit smaller. Go ahead and go after his overalls are a blue color, so we're going to use quite a bit of blue here. Around here, we want to be careful and get this done around, especially around the shoes. We want to be kind of careful, not get too much blue on get a lot of blue on the shoes and stuff like that. And around the hand especially. All right. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to paint one of them at a time so that we can be kind of clear on our... Now, when we get to the little patch there, we're going to kind of go around a little bit. Okay. And we're going to come up this way. this way and come in here and do our painting. And we're going to come up this way and this way and do our painting. There we go. Okay. All right, there's the blue. Of course, I said when I antique him, he'll turn a little bit, or got a little bit of the blue on the where the red's going, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and use the pretty bright red here for his coveralls. And there we go. Instead of the red oxide, I'm going to use a little bit brighter red. Have fun with these little figures. There we go. And back here. And of course, up in this area up in here, we're going to put a little red in here. Let me do a little bit stronger in here. Okay. I can always come back with the blue. And if I get in a little bit red on there. Of course, I know I can use a smaller brush, but it doesn't really matter all that much. I'm going to, when it all gets through, it blends together after I antique it. So I don't mean you just get it all over the place. That's not, of course, that's ridiculous. You don't do that. But, you know, you try to be as careful as can. But you have a little seepage at times up underneath here. Don't forget these little areas up underneath here that, and of course the area where the little thing is. There we go. A little bit more with the red. There we go. Okay. Let me go back. Uh-oh, I put my blue up too quick. I don't know why I did that. Should have known better than that. Hit the blue right in there. Okay. I come back and hit that a little bit. All right, we're gonna, there he is. Uh-oh. Some of the red was a little loose. So that's when we go to our blue, get a little bit darker there, and we just fill in right in here. Don't panic. We don't panic over things like this. Okay, good. All right, now let's do the hat. He's got the hat sort of a brownish color. Yeah, sort of a golden brown. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do that with a little bit of a golden brown. There we go. The golden brown, you have to kind of put it on a little bit thicker because of the simple fact that it is not a domineering color. So you can't wash it too much. You have to, as you work with a lot of colors, you'll begin to see and figure out how dark you want it, or whatever, in other words, because it's going to get darker anyway because of the simple fact that when I antiquing. So I don't really worry a whole lot about that. See the little dark little hat? Okay. Take a little red here. I see a little spot I need to make a little bit redder. There we go. A little bit more. And add a little bit blue right back here. Oop. Sometimes you have to give them a couple of coats. And here I need to give it a little bit darker. Okay. All right. The hair, he's got it a gray. But I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do. A little bit more red right here. Okay, I'm going to show you something I do that I like with the gray. If I'm going to use the gray for his face, for his hair on his face stuff, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I use it pretty strong here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush. I need just a little, I don't like too much of a brush when I get into the facial features. This brush is not working right, so we're going to go to another brush. Have you a lot of different brushes so you can kind of get things rolling. All right. All right, let's see. Move this over. I'm gonna keep hitting my hand on that thing. All right, now what I did, I painted the beard a gray, and then you have to let that dry. And then I come back with a little white to make it look older. All right, where's my flesh tone? Ugh. I want to do my hand here. And let's go to the face. I want a smaller brush, of course, with the face and all that. Now what we're going to do, once we're through painting him, we're going to let him dry so that we can, a little red in here. Okay, we're gonna set him aside and let him dry so that I can finish up, start on some of the others there. Okay. Let me take a little bit of blue. Put some right here. Some right there. Just see little areas that I want it a little bit darker maybe. Alright, I'm going to set him aside. And now we're going to move to the other figures. Let's go ahead and do the gnome. Let's see what he is. Tom's got him as. Okay, basically just blue, brown, black. All right, we're going to use the black for the shoes. I missed a little place on my face there. That's where good eyes are so important. But then I usually go back and I'll okay. Let's look at the black here for the shoes on our gnome. Black is a very domineering color. You want to be careful with it because even when you get it, if you do get some on the other one, it's very, very hard to cover up a lot of times because it is such a dominating color. It's going to show through, and so we try to there you go. There's our little black shoes. Now he's got the leggings or the pants is sort of a. We'll go ahead and use the burnt umber on that because he's got it as a darker brown. So we'll go ahead and use a little burnt umber again on that right there. And let me go ahead and usually start at the top in case a little bit wants to trickle down, which is okay. All right, there's your brown. Now the next, let me look at it again one more time. Okay, he's got blue. And then the red hat. Okay, he has our he has a blue. So we're going to use the blue again. For the entire coat. So that's not going to be real difficult. You want to be sure and come up underneath here and get the areas that are underneath here is blue. And we'll continue. By holding it like this sometimes, then you don't have any, where it doesn't bleed into the other color. By Okay, then there's our blue coat. And underneath there, I'll put the pockets later. Make it a little bit more. I have to say, after I antique it, it's going to darken anyway, so I don't worry about that. All right, now he uses a white for the hair. So we're going to use a white for the hair. Make sure you got all the other stuff out. And we're going to use a white. The water is just to thin it up, so it will go on real nice. But you'll learn how much to, when you thin it up too much and it runs, you'll find out. You'll discover it's kind of a painting is sort of a it's sort of a test thing. It's sort of a hunt and peck thing. You do certain things. If they work, fine. If they don't work, fine. That's just the way painting is. I'm sorry. I'm not a great painter, but I get by. And as you see, I don't take the time that a lot of people do in painting these figures, but we don't really have to when it really boils down to it. We're not painting a picture. We're not or anything like that. So we get by, and they look just as good. And when I antique them, of course, well, there'll be some darkness that will come to the white just a little bit, but I like that in my pieces. I'm just trying to get them pretty close to Tom's painting pattern. And like I said, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do it at all. But I won't, since I'm demonstrating his techniques, well, I like to try to get as close as I possibly can. All right, our next thing is, of course, our flesh tone. Now, a lot of people make their own flesh tone. They make it themselves. They don't like it out of the bottle. I don't mind it out of the bottle because I actually add the red later. A lot of people mix up red and white and all that stuff and make their own flesh tone. But I don't really see, it's okay, that's fine. If you're trying to be perfectionist, that's fine. I just don't do it. I add the red later to the face. And then when the antiquing comes, it even darkens the face even more. So I don't spend as much time as I probably should. But they come out all right. All right. There we go. Now, we got the red to use for the hat. And this is perfect red. It's that bright, bright red. Now, red is a domineering color. So you want to be careful with it. It will take over the other piece, especially when you get around the bottom of this hat. You want to not use don't thin it up too much because then it'll run onto the face, which is not going to be a terrible thing, but it's something that you try to keep from. This is kind of tricky around here because you have to really be careful that it doesn't blend into the face too much. Of course, a little red in the face is not going to kill it. but you want to be careful not to blend too much or into the hair, you know, so. All right, I think my time is getting on me now, so I'm going to, after 2 figures we've carved, just kind of, there we go. Got just a little bit of red on the white hair, and I'll take the white, and I'll take care of that. As you can see, I am not overly concerned about a lot of things. I've got enough problems physically that I don't get so concerned about things. All right, I'm going to end this there we go. All right, there's the little gnome. And so I'm going to set him aside also. Now the Uncle Sam, I'm sorry, here's a place right there I saw in the red I missed just a little bit. There we go. All right, we're going to come back and then we're going to work on the Uncle Sam, okay?